Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Well, the stakes don't get any bigger. It was do or die sudden death playoffs in the BAISS basketball season yesterday. Let's take a look at the tape. Fans turning out to the Kendall G. Isaacs gym last night in droves to support their squads. BAISS sudden death basketball playoffs. First on the court in junior girls, SAC and QC would renew their rivalry. But for the competition, this one would be a one-sided affair from the buzzer would sound. The Comets got out to a strong start and never looked back. By the end of the first quarter, they were ahead 12-5. They led 20-8 at the half. The Comets held SAC to without a single point in the third quarter. Jada Frazier pouring in a game-high 26 points, Tajanique Morley adding 11. The Comets cruising to the title game with a 40-14 win.
Well, this was basically our second time around playing them. The first time was a basically learning experience. When we sit back in the zone, they're a team that actually like to play half-court defense. They score easily that way. So this time we plan on just turning up the intensity by pressing them a little bit higher.
It was an okay game. I could have scored more off the ball, but I just wanted to get my teammates involved so we could get the win.
Over to the senior girls showdown with QC again. This time they would square off with the St. John's Giants. And for SJC, they too went up big before they even really broke a sweat. They led 13-2 after the first quarter and 28-6 at the half. They would go up 45-10 after 3. Led by a balanced scoring attack between Melody Ferguson and Zuri Hanna, who had 11 apiece. Raven Lewis chipped in with 9 points as well. They would punch their ticket to the title game with a blowout victory, 52-12.
Well, I guess it started off with defense. We focus more on defense and create a lot of turnovers and easy buckets. We bound the ball well tonight. We did a better job than we did in all season long. We bound the ball. And the center, Zuri Hanna, she had about 15 blocks tonight, which is really good, So you get past our guards, our first and second string, you get our center to deal with.
And to the game of the night in senior boys, the same two schools would face off. This time, the undefeated pennant-winning and defending BAISS senior boys champs, the St. John's Green Giants. They would clash with the fourth-seeded Queens College Comets. This one would be a story of two halves. Early on, it would look like QC would be the top seed, racing out to an early lead and eventually going up by double digits at the half. But like legendary Houston Rockets coach Rudy Tomjanovich once said, never underestimate the heart of a champion. The Giants would come storming back in the third, led by star guard DeAlpha Gibson Jr. would hit this tough crossover and step-back jumper. He would finish with 29 on the night and 18 in the second half. The Giants would live to fight another day in advance to the title game with the 67-59 comeback win.
Discipline, focus, and being prepared. We're the champs. I try to let my boys know that we're gonna get everybody best shot. So we got to come in every game prepared and focus and execute the game plan.
As for the junior boys game, due to the disqualification of the two-time defending champ St. John's College Giants due to an ineligible player, that game was called off on Monday. Therefore, currently at this hour, two junior boys games taking place. The pennant-winning QC Comets facing the fourth-seeded CW Saunders Cougars. In the other bracket, the SAC Big Red Machine will take on the St. Anne's Blue Waves. Results from those games for you in tomorrow's Sportscast. And of course, the best-of-3 championship series will begin on Friday. To the collegiate ranks, it was a potential showdown between NBA lottery picks as Bahamian collegiate star Donnie Freeman and his Syracuse Orange. They would take on potential top 10 pick Caleb Wilson and the North Carolina Tar Heels. Freeman, for most of the contest, did essentially everything for the Orange. They ran their offense through him and him only, and only rested him for 5 minutes. He scored 56% of their first half points and 30% of their points by the final buzzer. He would finish with 23 and 8 and 2 blocks as well. But unfortunately for the Orange, they would fall to the Tar Heels 87-77. From the court to the road, we catch up with members of the Bahamas Cycling Federation who gave the ZNS Sports team a look at what's on their agenda in 2026.
Well, the whole idea is for the opening up of the 2026 season. I think is very important. We've already had rides in Exuma, which was last weekend, the turquoise. We're going to have a tour of Grand Bahama next weekend, the 14th and 15th in Grand Bahama. And then we just this week we got our contributions of equipment in from the UCI Solidarity, which is very important for the development and the growth of cycling, both here in New Providence and our family of islands. Our movement going forward, for this year we have a lot of educational aspect of the cycling, whether it's training of coaches, training for mechanics, and all of those happening in this year. In addition to that, we also be talking about our nationals, which will be held once again this year in Exuma, which is very important for the Bahamas Cycling Federation.
And that's going to look at your sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.